What's something that you've done while horny and you regret it? When I was young, I would ride this huge stuffed bear like a horse. Came out the shower and jumped on it naked, and it tickled my nut so good I just came all over the bear. My first ever nut. I would rush home from school to tickle my balls and just nut on this stuffed bear. Until one day it disappears. So I start humping my pillows the same way and nutting on my pillows, then sleeping on them like an animal. My brother walks in one day, shows me a porno mag, then takes me to the computer and shows me a porn video. He goes, "Notice how they clean up after?" Among other completely uncensored and straightforward sex talk. Years later, we are all drunk at my parents' for New Year's. And my brother brings it up, "Hey, remember when you would F stuffed animals and pillows?" I'm like, "You guys knew?" And they tell me how I would just leave the door open and they have seen me just clapping bear and pillow cheeks. Not to mention the massive amount of cum stains and black stuffed animal fur. And how they would all laugh until my brother decided to give me the sex talk so my dumbass could figure out that stroking my dick was the proper way to masturbate and not tickled my little boy balls until completion. Sometimes I still think about it and it makes me shudder in embarrassment. I'm crying with laughter. I will provide you with documents to start a new life in a foreign country. I can teach you German easily enough. We will get you through this. You know those silicone ass things they have in sex shops for like $300? When I was in Montreal in my sophomore year of college, I tried to buy one. My debit card got declined, so I didn't buy it. I got a call from my dad that evening saying someone in Montreal must have stolen it from me, and I had to do the talk of shame explaining that I really did do that. My dude, I'd have agreed and cancelled my card, NGL. I was dumb enough to believe a porn site when it said it wouldn't charge my card, but just needed it for verification. Definitely told my mom it was 10,000% fraudulent and we should cancel my card right now. I was dumb enough to do a sex call thinking it is free for first 7 minutes. It was of course free, but later I got a porn magazine delivered to my mailbox and I went dumbstruck. I'm imagining a raunchy yet wholesome Christmas morning where you unwrap your gift and it's a silicone ass. You look over to your dad in glee and say, "Aw, Dad." You remembered as he brightly smiles and lifts up his glass of cognac. Was in China, rode a train for 2 hours to meet a girl, didn't have sex, a terrible blowjob, she got tired after a minute then cried because she missed her ex. Oh, that's just sad. All around, effing sad. Me and my friend were supposed to take a visiting foreign professor for drinks. After a couple of beers, the guy told us that he wanted to see some women. We took him to a softcore strip club. After the first beer, the guy said that he wanted something more extreme. Prostitution is legal in my country, and we took the guy to probably the largest bar with sex workers of our city. It was a bizarre place, and after a few minutes our reputable visiting academic sealed the deal with the lady. The guy went with the lady to her room and came back after about 15 minutes. Suddenly the guy said that he was tired and wanted to head back to his hotel. On the ride back, the guy started weeping and telling us about his family and giving us advice about why we should love and respect our partners. I had never seen so much post-nut regret in my life. Sad guy. Maybe confessing his post-nut regret is his kink. Ah, yes. This is something I can get behind. Thank you, user Penislovereader. Reddit link. Took a 23-hour bus ride to meet a stranger in Canada. Edit. First, thank you for the awards. Secondly, since you guys are asking, it was a round trip. The story is actually a little more complicated. I took a bus from New Jersey to Ottawa with very little planning. I had only spoken to this person for a week. I even went out of my way to buy a passport to do this. Keep in mind I was about 18. The trip going up wasn't that bad, but going back was a nightmare. Thankfully the person was real and I wasn't murdered. The sex, however, wasn't worth it, and it definitely wasn't worth the headache of trying to get back home. The problem was that I had gotten a bed and breakfast in Ottawa with very limited public transportation around me. I was probably closer to Carp than Ottawa. So when it came time to leave, I didn't have anyone to drive me to the bus station. I had taken a cab from the bus station in Ottawa to the bed and breakfast. There weren't any cabs available, and the person that I had hooked up with had left. So I had the owners of the bed and breakfast drive me to the bus station. Unfortunately, I arrived an hour late, thus causing me to be stuck in Montreal for over 8 hours waiting for a bus to bring me to NYC. The person at the bus station told me that the next bus will drop me off in NYC at 3 a.m. and that there wouldn't be a bus to bring me to Jersey for 4 hours after I got off. I told them that I would take the risk, because at that point, all I wanted to do was to get back to home. After arriving in NYC, I scrambled to find a way back and decided on taking a train from NYC to Philadelphia and then to Jersey. Altogether, it took me longer to get home than it did going to Canada. I drove about 9 hours to spend a week of Christmas with someone I had only spoken to a few times. She's my wife now. Sometimes it pays off. Edit. Hey. My first ever awards. Thanks, folks. Using the twin percussion handheld back massager on my dick. Not going to lie, it felt really effing good. But it left a lingering tender feeling that had me walking funny for a bit. Happened when I was but a wee mid-teen. I thought I was the only crazy bastard that did this. In my early teen years, I accidentally made my clit burn using Vicks VapoRub that was supposed to give it a tingling sensation. I watched way too much BDSM and got ideas. I was in immense pain and was lying spread out under cold water to try and make it stop, and I couldn't tell my extremely religious parents or they would have freaked out. I watched a lot of BDSM porn, but when I tried that stuff, it hurt. Is like the quintessential answer to this question. This is the problem. People think they are into BDSM but they aren't, and they find out the hard way. If you think you're a masochist but aren't sure, start with something easy like spanking. A lot of people are into the social/emotional dynamics of BDSM but not any pain or discomfort. There are ways to accomplish that, but they don't look much like hardcore BDSM porn. Probably shouldn't be saying this on my main Reddit account, but I'm a gay man and love the idea of BDSM and the dominance aspect, but I can't deal with pain at all. Like even a small nibble on my ear hurts like hell. It sucks because I don't know what to do about it. Skeptical. I did that on my PP because I thought the same. Just burnt like heck. Quit giving me ideas, morons. You should try it. I heard it has a nice tingle to it. I almost masturbated with icy hot once. Do not recommend. Not sure what it'd do to a clit, but I can tell you a penis does not enjoy it. Girl, I say the same. When I was about 12 to 13, I had just learned about sex. One day I was super horny and was playing with my dad's back massager. I quickly realized that it felt really good to press it on my dick. I took it into my bedroom and went to town. My mom was walking by and heard the noise, so she just let herself in. Needless to say, things were weird after that for a bit, and she hid the massager. Yep, that was definitely your dad's back massager. Try again. Exactly my thought, ha 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 ha. Mom was probably embarrassed. $10 says that was your mom's sex toy. Same thing happened to me. I'm a girl, dad's back massager, stole it. Later as an adult realized it had to have been my mom's vibrator. Awkward. Edit. Thanks for the helpful and wholesome awards. I remembered a detail you might like. We had an old well in our backyard. It didn't work, it was just a concrete circle covered by something. I was about 12 when this happened. I started feeling really guilty about it. I had/have issues, so I decided that I would drop the massager into the well so I could no longer have access to it. Sometimes I wonder if my mom ever questioned where it went, and what she would think if she knew her 12-year-old daughter stole it, used it, and then dropped it down a well. Edit 2, you guys did it. This comment has 69 awards. I think that's the perfect number to end on. Let's pack it up and go home. Edit 3, thanks for all the awards, but RIP funny number 69 lol. Annie was not okay. No one ever makes puns on my username, which is disappointing, so thank you. That was a good one. Ruined a jar of peanut butter. I did the same with a jar of strawberry jelly. We should get together and make a sandwich after. Surely there's a bread guy in this thread somewhere. Was it worth it? No. Do not recommend. An apple pie would have been better, but this was before that movie came out. Her name was Annie, and she stalked me for 2 years after that. This Annie doesn't seem much okay to me. You rang? Was this guy your dad's back massager? Indeed. You just made me think of the ring. This dude crawling out of your well, dressed in a giant vibrator outfit, but he can't fit through the TV screen. Using shampoo to jerk off. Worst piss pain ever. Just use conditioner, so much better. Edit. Funny thing is I don't jerk off anymore. I have absolutely nothing against people who do, and I just personally don't. For this comment to get all these upvotes, it's been hilarious. So, thanks for the upvotes, guys. You're appreciated. I see. A man of culture as well. This is the reason my conditioner runs out 3x as fast as before. Wait, is that why my piss hurts? This or an STD? When I was a stupid teen, I put an ice cube in my vagina. My reasoning was that if hot water felt nice, maybe something extremely cold would. It did not feel nice, it was horrible, and I couldn't remove it. 3 minutes of agony. You should have then added hot water and watched them balance. This is a recipe for an actual thunder vagina. Back in college we had a rule that if we saw that Blade Trinity was on, we had to turn it on and watch the rest of it. Cock juggling thunder vagina is still my favorite line in pretty much any film. We now know the answer to a question as old as time. It will take 3 minutes for an ice cube to melt inside a vagina. Me too. I heard on the internet that ice cubes were good, so I tried it. It was horrible. I didn't even feel anything, it just hurt and cold water just kept coming. And they don't stop coming. Dripped so much it looked like bad house plumbing. Didn't make sense not to ice my vagina. I thought it was smart, but it turned out dumb. Tried to suck my own dick while taking a bath well with hips up. Surprise, tubs are slippery and I ended up with my neck caught under my arm as I did a back roll and landed on my side. Involuntarily gasped in pain and began to choke on water. Almost drowned in my own effing bathtub. My neck also hurt like hell for a week. Edit. No Jesus F. Why didn't I post this on a throwaway? Thanks for the awards, going to drown my sorrows in karma. Could have been worse. Could have came into your own mouth and then have to deal with that within the instant post-nut clarity. I was 16 or 17. Girlfriend wanted to try some anal for both of our first times, when my parents went to sleep. Okay, cool. Of course, we didn't have any lube. We improvised and thought lotion would suffice. Turns out we were wrong and her butthole burned for a week. Also, crap everywhere on my dick. Perhaps the two have nothing to do with one another, but I was traumatized all the same. Dev tried it again with the right products and, A-OK hand, edit, well, it's too cool, get off work and see that my most upvoted comment ever is an anecdote about failed teenage SFing. Never change Reddit, I love you. Oh. My. God. Kami remembering effing my ex in the ass at the drive-in in my mom's car. My lactose intolerant ex. I didn't want to remember this. This is exactly why anal is a hard no for me, always. But yet you'd be surprised how many times I've been asked to reconsider, even after a response such as, no. I have colitis, if you knew the things that went on in there you would have nightmares, but, I'll go easy. Like, what? Mother effer, I crap blood. The amount of times I've had friends tell me I should try it just once before I make up my mind on it. I have IBS and Gert. No means no. Was at a bar, ran into the hot girl from high school, she was still hot. We hit it off, had fun for the night, gave her a ride home. I was super horny and thought this was going to be amazing. She did not invite me inside, so I just went home sad but still horny. So proceeded to pull on the old cum dispenser. Had a great time, felt way better. As I was cleaning up, she calls me and wants me to come over because she is lonely. I think, hey, I might still have some spunk left in my junk. I head over, we start getting frisky and I cannot make the soldier stand to attention. She crying thinking it's her fault. I tell her what happened and we try again, still can't get it to wake up. Between the alcohol and my balls empty, he was just a limp noodle. She asked me to leave and felt like a pile of crap. Never did hear from her again. Damn. This is too effing real. This has inspired me to institute a policy where I just don't jerk it for a full 12 hours after having a hot moment with someone. Drove 1,200 miles. Jesus. My cousin's girlfriend from a few towns over texted and said her parents were out to watch a film, so he knew he had 3 hours, minus the time it took to get there, to spend some quality time with her. He got there in just under 90 minutes. We were all quite impressed that he'd driven that far. Then my brother did the math and said, wait. You were averaging like 90 miles per hour, yeah, and you were only on the motorway for about half the journey, yep, so you were doing like 120 on the motorway, yep, so what would you have done if you'd seen blue flashing lights behind you, not stopped? It wasn't anywhere near 1,200 miles, but goddamn, he just put his foot down and didn't lift it off the pedal until he was balls deep. XD. If only humans had the same amount of drive for everything else in life. Laughing my butt off. Bus ride 200 miles to the airport, flew 4,500 miles, 2 weeks in a crappy hotel, didn't get laid, flew back, bussed back. Did it again 6 months later. Edit, this blew up lol. My favorite comment is the one calling me the horniest man on the internet. I'll wear that badge with pride. To answer the top questions, yes, we had sex on the second and subsequent trips. The sex was pretty damn good. We were both very enthusiastic. A hooker would be cheaper. But I lived 200 miles from the nearest airport, and had severe social anxiety. Hookers were not an option. We are going to have to ask you to answer a few questions. Haha, didn't expect this to blow up. I was 18, and a virgin, met a girl on the internet in a similar situation. Flew to a separate country to lose our virginity together. We fooled around a bit, but she chickened out. We stayed together and I went back several times, as well as paid for her to come see me. It was toxic and rough, but we both grew up and moved on. You are the horniest man I've ever seen in my life. And we are on Reddit, so that says something. Horniest or desperate? At least you didn't walk 500 miles. If the sex was good, I bet they'd walk 500 more. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.